with KLBK's first warning weather.
Winter weather is impacting the South Plains today. We saw the setup, so take a look at it in review. We're looking at clear conditions as far as the surface right now, but tomorrow morning we're not going to be seeing too much of peaks of sunshine, nor are we going to be dealing with roadways as clear as they are this evening, because we're already seeing that moisture beginning to push into the South Plains. And due to reports to our north, such as over in Texas, which is right here in the corner, they've already received 6 inches of snow. And if you're going to be traveling maybe up to the Panhandle or even down to Odessa, you still need to be on alert, because this system is not only impacting West Texas, but several areas all across the great state. So let's go over our winter storm warnings as well as the watches. As far as our winter storm warnings, right along the Texas-New Mexico state line, we do have it for Curry as well as into Guaya and also into Santa Fe. We are dealing with that winter storm warning that's going to continue all the way until 5 o'clock. That is for mountain time. Then you head further into the central areas. This includes Lamb, Lubbock, Hockley, Yoakum, Hale, Floyd counties. You have a winter storm warning in effect until Friday morning at 12 a.m. Central Time. And then you push further off towards the east, where we do have our winter weather advisory. This continues to be in effect Friday until 12 a.m. So please be careful. And just because you're under a winter storm watch rather than a winter storm warning, that does not mean you are in the clear, because this storm system is potent. And if things continue as they are and as forecasted, we could be dealing with quite a winter storm to remember. Now, already to the north, you're seeing that snow transform from the rain as anticipated into the sleet, then the snow. So up towards Amarillo, they've been dealing with some snow for quite a bit now, but it did start out as rain, very similar to what we are seeing across the South Plains. I mean, you really can tell that cooler air filtering down as the sun begins to set. We are getting colder on the surface and as well to the northern extent of the atmosphere, causing those temperatures to drop and the rainfall to fall. We're talking about over into Hereford, seeing some of that activity as well over the past few minutes, headed into Dimmitt as we speak. Hart, you're going to be seeing some of that snowfall very shortly. Happy, you're on the edge. You're getting some sleet. In just a few minutes, you will be dealing with some snowfall. Further off towards the state line, Clovis, beginning to see some snow, and then it backs off into sleet before we see that snowfall again. But as we head into the next several hours, everyone will be dealing with quite a bit of snow. But let's talk rain. We knew that from the get-go. Rain was anticipated to impact us first before we dealt with the sleet and then the snow, because temperatures, quite frankly, are not down to freezing across the majority of the South Plains. So that is why we are dealing with the rain. However, this rain is going to continue to push its way from the west off towards the east. This is going to end up freezing. So you're going to have a thin layer of ice, and then we're going to have snow on top of it. Very dangerous conditions. A lot of black ice is caused by this type of setup. So we want you all to please be careful. If there's anything you need to do, we urge you to do it in the next few hours, because all of this system is going to continue to impact us as we head into the next several hours. Now, if you're going to be doing some traveling, we want to give you a little bit of a heads up of what you can expect. We are going to see this very large low pressure system impact the region. Whenever it starts over close to El Paso and then moves up, that's when we know we're seeing a lot of snow, and that's exactly what the system has done thus far. And we are anticipating not only Lubbock to be dealing with the snow, but also heading down to Midland, Odessa, even seeing it some pushing further over into Del Rio as we go further into our Thursday before it does begin to dwindle out. So we want everyone to continue to stay safe. If you're going to be traveling, pack those patience, and know this is still winter. We have to deal with winter weather, but our first priority is safety of our friends, family, and of course our wonderful neighbors. So as far as what we're going to see over the next few hours, we're already seeing it transform into snow to the north. That is going to continue to filter as we head further into the 8 o'clock hour. We're anticipating it to impact the northern row of counties first, and then slowly begin to push further into Plainview, then the Hub City as you pass further into 10, 11, 12 o'clock, and then it will continue to take shape further off towards the south and eastern zones. For a little bit, you're going to see a mixture of rain as well as snow. But by the end of it, it's going to be all snowfall impacting the South Plains. But just because we're going to see a lot of it doesn't mean it's going to be constant. This model, of course, is not telling you exactly when, where, and how much you're going to see, but it gives us an idea. It's going to be patchy at times. So in those moments it's patchy, don't say, oh, that's it. No, you're going to see some more of that activity, particularly tomorrow from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. That's when we anticipate the majority of this to take shape across the region. Roadways, they may be okay in the early morning hours, but by the afternoon they are going to continue to degrade, and we want everyone to be safe. So please make sure you have everything you need this evening. But as we push further into Thursday, even around 9, 10 o'clock, things are going to begin to calm down quite a bit across the South Plains, and then we'll have some clearing taking shape as we push further into Friday. But let's talk numbers. Normally these model runs, they give us a wide variety. Some of them will have 9 inches, some will say 2, maybe 1/4 of an inch. It's very rare that they all end up giving us very similar numbers, and that's what's happened this time around, and we are anticipating things to be very close to what we are seeing on the snow tracker. We are looking to see over 3.5 inches in the city, 4 in Plainview, Clovis, close to 6 inches. Tucumcari, I could see a little bit more in Tucumcari, closer to 8 or even 9 inches. Another model run, notice very similar when it comes to those snow totals. Talking close to 4 inches in the city, 5 in Plainview. Amarillo getting over 6 inches, very close to 6.5. And then another one is a little more on the conservative side, because remember, we will have some melting taking place since our soil temperature is actually slightly warmer than a very cold freeze that we would have before a very thick snowstorm. So we are going to see some melting, and this is very realistic when it comes to those numbers. Close to 3 inches in the city, 7 in Tucumcari, over 6 over into Clovis. Regardless, dangerous conditions will prevail. We're talking about wind speeds staying around 20 miles per hour. That's going to cause a lot of blowing dust and snow. We want to make sure everyone stays safe. So here you go. If you're a very visual person, we're looking to have 6 to 8 inches to the north and western zones. 3 to 6 inches, including Plainview, Lubbock, pushing further over along the Texas-New Mexico state line, as well as down into Higginbotham. You push further off into the rolling plains, we're looking to see 1 to 3 inches, including portions of Post and going off into the Caprock, and then further off towards the east, a trace to 1 inch. So this could be a very large storm. Remember, our localized areas could see more in the way of snowfall, and especially when it comes to blowing snow. So tomorrow, here's what you need to keep in mind. We're going to have a lot of blowing snow thanks to those winds, around 20 to 25 miles per hour sustained. Gusts getting close to 30 to 35. Roads are going to begin to degrade as we head further into the afternoon. The morning, you could have a very nice roadway, but just a few short hours later, thanks to everything cooling and more snow beginning to pack, we are looking for those roads to get very slippery and dangerous. So we urge you tomorrow afternoon, just know you need to be at your safe place and somewhere you can stay for quite a bit. Use extreme caution if you have to be out and about. Temperatures tomorrow are not going to vary too much. 28 degrees for your low. We'll get up to 30 for the high. Friday, 18 degrees. That is thanks to clear skies taking place. We'll get up to 39 by the afternoon. So then we are going to get everything. It's going to begin to unfreeze and then refreeze by Saturday. We will get up to 52 degrees by the afternoon, so things will begin to melt again. And then we're talking close to 60 degrees on into Sunday, and we are hitting the 60s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This is not a system to be taken lightly. We do not want anyone to think, oh, we were in the 70s. How can we have snow? It's West Texas and it's winter. This type of activity has happened several times before. We know what we're going to be dealing with, and it's looking to be a lot of snowfall, so continue to stay updated right here on KLBK. And one of the best things you can do, download your KLBK weather app. Just search KLBK weather in your app store. It's completely free. Turn the GPS on, and it will alert you when weather is headed your way. I know my phone's been going off today, letting us know when we are going to be dealing with those alerts. But we promise they're not annoying. They're just to keep you safe.
Yeah, keep you well aware of what's going on.
Yes, because we need to be aware with this system right here.
All right, thanks a lot, Nikki-Dee.
All right, still more news to come, including